The hulking Youpi literally explodes with anger in my review of Hunter x Hunter, episode 117. So, Cheetu went out like a bitch this week. In all seriousness, that scene in the beginning of this week's episode was pretty damn awesome. It was my favorite part this week. And even though this episode was mostly dedicated to Knuckle running around like a little bitch while Youpi went through a lot of crazy and explosive transformations, which made him seem like the bastard offspring of Arnold Schwarzenegger and a Bob-omb from Super Mario Bros., it was a pretty good episode, and that scene at the beginning is what really solidified it for me. So, Cheetu decides he's going to fight against Zeno Zoldyck, the martial arts master, the frickin' Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I guess because he thinks he's old, he might be able to take him, but you're not going to be able to fuck with this guy. This is like walking up to Pat Morita and thinking you're going to whip his ass. You're not going to do it. He's Mr. Miyagi. The best thing about this scene is it also features the return of one of the most badass characters in the series, Silva Zoldyck, and that's Killua's father, and his return is very welcome. He looks so awesome when he just lands right on top of Cheetu, cracking his skull like a frickin' lightning bolt from the sky, and he looks great. He really looks like a character right out of Fist of the North Star, or even JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He looks frickin' badass. And that entire scene was great, and I also like the fact that when Zeno is just sort of walking away, he doesn't even look at it. It's like in those cool action movies. Hardasses, badasses, don't look at explosions. The opening scene is just an appetizer of awesomeness because the rest of the episode features Knuckle and Youpi fighting. Or really, it's just Knuckle running around and Youpi getting really pissed off and actually starting to learn a little bit more about himself. And mostly it's just learning how to explode and destroy everything in his wake. But it's still pretty awesome. Now, we've already seen his capability to transform by transforming his arms into these like whips and tentacles, and even having eyeballs like pop up all over his body and everything, but now he takes things to an entirely new level. While Knuckle is running around, he runs into shoot, and this is when he decides he's going to try and fight Youpi again, but this just pisses him off even more to the point where Youpi literally like inflates and becomes massive, and explodes and destroys everything around him. And apparently this is an ability that he never even knew that he had before. And this has also sort of like allowed him to learn to use this and be composed and angry at the same time. So now he's just going to be able to explode randomly and control it. So that's pretty damn freaky, but pretty damn awesome. I really like that power. They also go back to Poof and to Morel, and they sort of hint at their battle a little bit, but mostly it's just sort of a standoff. The second half of the episode, there really is a lot of build-up, but it's still really entertaining stuff, and all of the narration is actually pretty important, I think. You know, they could do without the narration, and you could sort of interpret it yourself, but it's pretty obvious that the author had, like, a message that he wanted to get across here, and maybe that's for better or for worse, but it's still an entertaining episode, and if you're following the series, you definitely need to check this one out, because it's pretty damn awesome. And I really can't wait to see more of a proper fight with Knuckle and Youpi. I know they're building up to it eventually, and they're really building up the whole Poof being in a cocoon thing. And then, of course, there's the whole Chimera Ant King and Pito and Gon. There's a lot of stuff to actually resolve in this arc. And hopefully they take their time with it and they make it look really good. All the animation, again, was pretty consistent. All the music cues were good. So it was a pretty good episode. My only complaint, again, is that maybe it was a little slow in some parts. Maybe they could have, you know, skimmed over a few things. But for the most part, it was entertaining, if only to see Silva come down from the sky and crack Cheetu's frickin' teeth in. That was badass. I'd buy that for $1. If you guys had a chance to check out this week's episode of Hunter x Hunter, it's time to let me know what you thought about it with your comments below. You could tell me about your favorite moments, maybe some stuff you didn't really care for, and what you want to see from the future battles of this very exciting arc. Remember, before you leave, to hit that like button, give this video a thumbs up. It's really, really easy to do, and it helps our videos out quite a bit. And you can check out some of the other ones we're working on. I just got done with my latest review of Gundam Build Fighters. I'll put a link to that in the description box below. And you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you guys have any comments or suggestions about what you want to see from the future of Super Kami Guru 9000, we'd love to hear from that as well. So, I'll see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000, out.